today, I feel that I apologize to our fathers like Dapadrie, like Melford of Kilo, that they were not wrong in forming an alliance with the North. And as young men, we will now start that same alliance now. As I am today, from today, I will walk and form alliance with the North and to crush all the opposition. Because those who hate us, whatever we do for them does not mean anything to them. Whatever some people do to them does not mean anything to them. We go all over each other. We will take this message that it's only the Northerners that can work with the Ijaw people. We cannot work with the Yoruba people. They are betrayers to us. We risked our life, voted, did everything. This is what.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining me in this video. Today is Wednesday, the 19th day of March 2025. After the military invaded the Rivers State Government House yesterday, as reported, what happened next is the report that soldiers hold Fubara family hostage at Rivers Governor's residence. Okay, soldiers hold Fubara family hostage at Rivers Governor's residence. And what resulted to holding a governor hostage? I know that the process of election in Nigeria is all about region, but the so-called people elected governor, how can a military hold him hostage? That is an evidence to show you that you don't have a working nation. You don't have a working nation at all. Now, we are going to look into the details of how this thing happened, why Fubara was, held hostage yesterday, who authorized the hostage, and so on and so forth. But let us look into what Ruben Abati and Anandais on Arise News about the illegality of President Tinubu declaring that he is suspending a governor, that the Federal Executive Council will now make laws for Rivers State, and so on and so forth. Take a listen.
Which the president himself highlighted. He said he was acting within the purview of Section 305 of the Constitution. Section 305 of the Constitution explains the circumstances under which the president shall declare a state of emergency. And the conditions are properly stated. If the country is facing a threat of war or imminent war, is Nigeria facing the threat of war in Rivers State? That's one question. It also talks about, a situation whereby something could happen in any part of the federation where, Nigeria could find itself in a chaotic situation. The president is required to act. Number three, where the governor in that particular state does not immediately respond, to the crisis situation and does not approach the president to act in the national interest. So those conditions are properly spelled out. However, that same Section 305 says that the president, will give a proclamation which will be gazetted, and then will go to the National Assembly. And the National Assembly, if it's in session within, 48 hours, would act. If it's in recess, within 10 days, will act. If the National Assembly does not consider that particular proclamation, gazetted proclamation, valid, then it will vote otherwise. 2/3 majority of the two houses, the Senate and the House of Representatives. And if that happens, the decision is abated. Okay? Now, because we are constrained by time, let me now say that Section 305, which the president quoted, is the operative principle. Now, let's look at what the president said. I think that the president has violated the Constitution, even within the purview of Section 305. And he has violated the Constitution because he was not properly advised to respect that section of the Constitution. In what regard did he violate that section of the Constitution? In fact, he acted as a dictator by saying that the administrator that he has appointed can make regulations and laws will be made for the Rivers State House of Assembly henceforth by the Federal Executive Council. The Federal Executive Council does not have such powers. Section 11 of the same Constitution says that, look, when there is a state of emergency, it's only the National Assembly that can make laws for a state House of Assembly. Now, President Tinubu has appropriated unto himself the powers to make laws for the River State House of Assembly. That's an impeachable offense. I don't know whether the National Assembly will have the courage either to reject his gazetted proclamation or to proceed on an issue of impeachment against him for violating the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Now, the other relevant...
I think that is the position of the law. The reason why Reuben Abati is talking like this was because when Goodluck Jonathan was the president of Nigeria, when he declared state of emergency in Borno, Yobe, and one other state, Reuben Abati came to Arise News then, it was Channels Television to say that the Goodluck Jonathan don't have the power to suspend governors, that he only declared state of emergency to allow the military to fight Boko Haram. And he laid down instances why or how a president or what we need a president to declare a state of emergency and so on and so forth. And I made mention yesterday that where Tinubu's son went to Yobe State, after he left, Boko Haram gave almost a local government, many communities in Yobe State, ultimatum to relocate within 7 days. That is just enough to declare state of emergency in that state. But they are looking for how to win election 2027. And I do warn Nigerians, forget about all these things and fight for your future. You don't have future in this contraption. Now, tell me, a lot of people are talking about 2027. Why are you going to do election with Tinubu? I am just laughing at people because you people don't learn from history. I hate people who don't learn from history. So you think that this nation, you can vote and produce a leader of your own? You are just joking. I don't know why Nigerians joke a lot. Now, let us look at what the People's Gazette reported yesterday. It says Governor Fubara and his family members are being held hostage at the government house, Port Harcourt, by contingent of heavily armed soldiers Tuesday night, People's Gazette announced. The development comes moments after President Bola Tinubu invoked Section 180 of the Nigerian Constitution to proclaim a state of emergency in Rivers State. The Nigerian leader based his controversial move on a prolonged and rapidly escalating political feud led by the state lawmakers loyal to Nyesom Wike, who commenced impeachment proceedings against Mr. Fubara last week to settle scores in his fallout with Mr. Wike, who engineered Mr. Fubara's election in 2023 despite corruption charges. Rivers government sources told the Gazette that soldiers carrying out the president's instruction on declaring a state of emergency barricaded all entrances and exits to the government house immediately after president's speech. Attempts by Mr. Fubara and his family to pack their belongings out of the government house have been rebuffed by the soldiers, who suppressed all movements around the premises. You understand? We are being held hostage, an affected official told the Gazette from the scene on Tuesday night. They said they don't have instruction to let anyone to leave the premises. Now, who authorized these people to hold Fubara hostage? Tinubu. This is a proxy war. Tinubu is directly fighting Fubara because he needs Rivers State in 2027. So Tinubu authorized the soldiers to hold Fubara and family, not to allow them to go out. Anyway, if Nigeria was to be a working nation, Tinubu would pay heavily. By now, his impeachment proceedings are supposed to be on. But Akpabio is a puppet. Akpabio is a puppet to Tinubu. Akpabio will always say, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. This is the kind of nation people are also hoping that is where they are going to have a bright future also for their children. I pity a lot of people who don't still understand the writing on the wall. We are not even talking about the insecurity, the killings everywhere that the government is supposed to pay attention to, because the primary purpose of government is the security of life and property of the people. But they don't care. Now, the spokesperson for the Nigerian Army and Defense Headquarters did not immediately return requests seeking comments about the soldiers' treatment of the Fubaras. Mr. Tinubu's declaration to suspend the feuding parties from office for 6 months, effective Tuesday, sparked furious debate across social media as netizens argued whether the president had constitutional grounds to suspend an elected governor whom the state lawmakers have not yet impeached. Efforts to impeach Mr. Fubara began on Monday, barely 24 hours before Mr. Tinubu imposed an emergency ordinance. Lawyers like Inebie Effiong and Fondaren Fandana have excoriated the president for making the law into his own hands without regard for the constitution's position. The president named retired chief of naval staff Ibokete Ekwe Ibas as the military administrator in Rivers State in the interim. So Rivers State, as we all know, have interim government today. So you have been hearing about interim government before, right? Yeah. Rivers State now have interim government. So Tinubu actually ought to be impeached if Nigeria is a working nation. Impeach him as soon as possible. But Akpabio will not do that. Akpabio will not do that. In fact, Akpabio endorsed what Tinubu said. They consulted the House of Assembly. They consulted the Senate. Just imagine, they consulted you, could not advise president on what to do. Shame unto Nigerian leaders. Shame unto people who still believe that this is a nation. No, this is just a banana republic. And when Nnamdi Kanu called Nigeria a zoo, people said Nnamdi Kanu used, a foul language against Nigeria. But this is not a foul language. Nigeria is a zoo. In fact, a zoo is more coordinated than this nation you call Nigeria.
We get?
Now, let me bring the angle of Asari here, because this is a man who has said he emptied his account to support Tinubu for presidency in 2023. But currently, he has made it very clear that the Ijaws have not gotten anything in return for the support they gave Tinubu. And as such, that going forward, the Ijaws is going to form a new alliance with the North against the Yorubas. He clearly said it. He said it point blank that the Yorubas are betrayers.
Yes, of course. Asari Dokubo said that Yoruba people are betrayers. He made reference to it that during Obasanjo was the one that take him to prison, that almost by him, if not for Tinubu that came for his rescue. Asari Dokubo believe on President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He campaigned for Bola Ahmed Tinubu with all his dear life. What is paining Asari Dokubo that is now making him to generalize it? I did not agree with him. Because you see some of Yorubas that are upright, some of Yorubas that are not betrayers. What is paining Asari Dokubo now is that the way Bola Ahmed Tinubu is sizing wicked to destroy Rivers State is what is paying Asari Dokubo. Because everyone is surprised. What is the gain of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu? Is it because of wicked maneuver the election of Rivers State? Is it the election for him?
And in the viral video, you can clearly see Asari Dokubo calling wicked names, unprintable names.
Yes, of course, wicked knows Asari Dokubo. That Asari Dokubo too is not a small fish. As you have said earlier, that Asari Dokubo is even challenging Nigerian military. Who is that wicked?
Is he threatening to bring down a military?
He threatened them and up to the not happen. Asari Dokubo have come on here and told Nigeria that his boys can withstand this Boko Haram if they give him the chance. For you to know the capacity of Asari Dokubo. So even wicked knows that the last time, this last weekend that Wike went to Rivers State, he went with federal minds, with soldiers, with police to make sure. If not, he will have been hurtful. But Asari Fubara still maintain peace because he don't want chaos in Rivers State. If anything happen in Rivers State today, nobody will hold Wike responsible. They will also say, hey, you are the governor. You will have maintained peace. And that's why you see all this. Let me tell you, anybody that is holding oil, we hold it gently. Fubara is the one holding the oil.
So it's like a case of those who live in glass house.
Don't trust them.
Should not trust them.
That's what Fubara is doing. Because Fubara is the one holding the destiny of Rivers State. You cannot expect Fubara to be fighting useless fight that Wike is fighting. Wike, for him, he has nothing to lose. Anything that is happening in Rivers State, Wike is in Abuja enjoying his life with full security. His children is not in Rivers State. The wife is not in Rivers State. But innocent citizens that believe on Fubara, they are in Rivers State. As Jonathan have said it, that my vision does not want the blood of any Nigeria. And that is how he surrendered to Buhari in 2015. Today, look at where we are today.
But do you see Fubara surrendering like Jonathan?
No, it will not work. It will not work because the Buhari Tinubu case, Jonathan case is quite different. It's election. They did election. This Fubara, there's no election. I keep advancing Wike and Tinubu. They will have exercised patience to wait for 27 elections and bring this their shenanigans character and play it out. But not to say you want to impeach Fubara is not possible.
Now, there's a new twist where even Asari Dokubo himself has come out to say that Rivers State is majorly Igbo. He said himself have Igbo blood. He mentioned numerous places that you can clearly trace to Igbo as their origin. It looks as if this crisis is making Asari Dokubo to identify with his original people, the Igbos.
Yes, of course, I've told you that Asari Dokubo said it, I quote Asari Dokubo. He said, creating Rivers State was out of politics to marginalize the Igbos. Rivers State belongs to Port Harcourt, belongs to Igbos. The distance from Abia State to Rivers State, the distance is not much. Before the Biafra War, Rivers State land belongs to the Igbos. It was after the Biafra War, Gowon, the man who orchestrated what we are passing through in Nigeria today, Gowon, from where I came from, Middle Belt, which is regretting now because it's close to his early grave. He has bought what he came into this world to buy. Very soon he will join ancestor, which everybody will join. The world is like a marketplace. When you finish what you came for, you go back. Nobody sleep in the market. Now Gowon is regretting everything he has took. It was Gowon and the Fulani's agenda for make sure to marginalize Igbos. That's why they carve out River State out of Igbo land. Just imagine, people have over 70 million population in the world. How come it's only 5 states the Igbos are having? And these are the reason Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is fighting to liberate his people out of this country. And for me, there's no cry to fight for the liberations of your people.
Okay, now let me ask this question, perhaps because a judge leader said that the problem Wike is passing to currently is the thunder they return to him. That in the past, that Wike said thunder fire Ijaws, and Wike did not know that Ijaws know the origin of the spirit of thunder, and they return thunder to him. Now look as if the Ijaws are spiritual.
If you look at this, you will see that they are not far from the truth, because I say that Wike might be having a problem because a normal human being will not behave the way Wike is behaving. A person who brought you to power, Goodluck Jonathan, I watched it live. He was the one who pleaded for Peter Odili to make sure Wike become the governor of Rivers State. But as I speak to you now, Ebele Jonathan, Peter Jonathan now, and Wike, they are cataracts. Odili that make you a governor, which the one stood by you that make you to be powerful in lead Nigeria judiciary, they are cataracts. Amechi, who make you a minister under his tenure, they are cataracts. Look at Edwin Clark, late Edwin Clark that is still gone. Wike is still calling him, even in his diamond grave, without respect. For me, something's wrong with Wike. Maybe they have cast a spell on him, or maybe probably the thunder that the job people have sent back to him is what is the problem of Wike. I don't know, but sincerely, Wike have a big problem, and he need to sort out that problem.
No, conclusively, the way it is, how do we get peace in the region?
The peace rely on President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, without fear of favor, hands is not clear in this issue. And there is what President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is trying to achieve in this very issue. Because, let me tell you, under Buhari, which a lot of us have been criticizing every day, Buhari is far better than this Tinubu in terms of democracy. The dictatorship of this Bola Ahmed Tinubu is second to none. Amechi was a minister under Buhari. Wike was the governor. Wike insulted Buhari. Wike did everything to Buhari. He got to a stage whereby he fought Amechi not to enter Rivers State. But let me tell you, did Buhari intervene? Buhari never intervened in their issue. If not, if Buhari would have intervened the same way Tinubu is Wike intervene for Wike now, Wike would have been impeached under Buhari government. Have you forgotten how powerful Wike was during COVID-19? Federal government sent a delegation to go to Rivers State. Wike single-handedly challenged the federal government. That is how powerful Wike was. And with all this thing he did, Buhari never intervened. So what is Tinubu looking for Rivers State?
So does it go to show that Buhari is more democratic than Tinubu?
Okay. Buhari is far better in terms of democracy than Tinubu. Tinubu is a dictatorship. I can tell you the shenanigans election they did in Edo State is by firing. The election that they did in Edo State is by firing now, because as we speak to you now, Okpogolo, they call him the governor of Okpogolo, and Adam Sochomole, they are cataract now. The fight has started. They have started because it was still Tinubu that brought that issue. Say, if I come, I will give you a pity. And today, he have made Edo State to become Lagos. And look at what they are passing through. Agbero now have taken over Edo State. There is one they just called now. They just arrested EFCC. Ego Stone. Egoston was the one going to the street, arresting prostitutes, carrying a drug, this thing. I think we are not in a military government. The guys that the governors did not provide work for. There is a way you can educate this guy, provide job for them to leave prostitution, not by a dog arresting them. You know how come I fight? The same Egoston went to club with half-naked women, were dancing with their bum. He was busy spraying naira on them, and that is how the EFCC went to carry him. As I speak to you now, Egoston is in the hand of DSS in Edo State. So, big problem in Edo State as I speak to you because of this dictatorship that this APC government has brought to this country. It has never been bad in the terms of PDP. PDP, they rotate this power. Once Yoruba man is a president, House from North will become Senate president, and the House of Rep will be Igbo. They rotate these things. They make Nigeria not to feel bad under PDP. But the moment this APC, the disaster people have come, look at where they have turned to Nigeria to. Before 2015, Nigeria was one of the best economy in Africa. We were doing well. Whether you are doing shoemakery work, anything you are doing, you could be able to feed well. But as I speak to you, under this Tinubu administration, APC administration, people cannot send their children to school. People can no longer eat. So what else did we want?
Cannot feed a family anymore.
What did they want?
I think I must say a very big thank you for your time.
Thank you so much for having me.
This is a good place to let you go. Thank you very much.